there, this is Diane. I got a quick question for you. Are you high maintenance? Sometimes people say that like it's a bad thing. Let's talk about what that means. High maintenance. If by high maintenance you mean waxed, loved, fed, bleached, walked, massaged, painted, moisturized, exfoliated, adorned, hydrated, threaded, dressed, transported, entertained, trimmed, squeezed, massaged, all of those things, yes, you've got to be high maintenance. No apologies. Being high maintenance doesn't mean that you're, obsessive about things. It just means that you're nurtured and cared for. How can you pour from an empty pitcher if you don't have yourself taken care of? There was an email that was circulating around about this woman driving in this beautiful luxury car, and she sees this homeless woman and picks her up and offers to take her to go get something to eat, and she asks her how long it's been since she's had a really nice, nutritious meal, and she just smelled terrible too. How long has it been since she's had a shower? And so she fed her, and she gave her some beautiful desserts and chocolate, and anyway, she decided after a couple hours she took her back to her house, and she let her husband meet her, and he was just disgusted by how unkempt she was, and she said, I wanted you to meet a lady who is low maintenance and see, what the difference is. You can't give something that you don't have. And it's very, very interesting because this last couple of weeks I went down with a special activity with my sister, and we had a little service auction, and I was the auctioneer. 20, 20, do I hear 20, 20, 25, 25, 20, sold, whatever, and people hold up their little numbers. And in order to get points with which to bid on for these different services that people were sharing, they were really fun services that, every one of us has something that we're really good at, something that we enjoy doing, making cookies, babysitting, painting, giving tutoring lessons, or doing whatever, and all for free, that not that we pay for these things, but that we actually can assist and enliven each other with our talents and our gifts. And that was the main gist of it. And so each lady, in order to get points, they had to fill out this little this service auction. And what was so awesome about it was that, number one, it validated all the things that we do as women that seemingly are totally unappreciated and overlooked in a lot of ways. And also it pointed out little areas that we neglect ourselves. And you don't even think about what that means, but let me just read a few of them. If you voted, if you've been to church, if you've been married for over 25 years, if you've read scriptures, if you read the Bible, if you've invited a friend to church, or you witness, you share your spirit, if you took a bubble bath, if you've exercised, if you've read with your kids, if you paid somebody a compliment, if you prayed with your family at least 3 times, if you prayed with your spouse, if you had personal prayer, if you got 8 hours of sleep, if you made time for yourself, if you added some special stuff to your food storage to help plan for the future, if you sang in a choir, if you've cleaned, if you vacuumed, cleaned a toilet, dusted, if you did dishes today, if you tried a new recipe this month, if you brought food, for the activity tonight, if you read an article in a special magazine, if you've read a book, if you've fed missionaries, if you have served in an activity thing at your church, if you speak a second language, for each child you have, you get 10 points. If you brush your teeth, if you took a shower, if you said I love you to someone today, 5 points for every grandchild you have. If you're from another country, another 5 points. 5 points for every country you've visited. If you've attended a play or a musical, if you've wrote in your journal, if you smiled at everyone you saw today, if you were on time to the, whatever. And, you could go on and on about all the different things that we do that no one ever seems to notice. And that was one of the things I loved about that activity, was that it did validate all the different little things that we do. And again, it did point out little things that we don't do, like maybe we forget to get a pedicure or our hair done, or do take that bubble bath and read something delicious that we enjoy reading to fill our mind. Because honestly, you just can't give what you don't have. And when you feel cared for, when you feel nurtured, you have actually more to give. I remember going into an elderly, like an old folks home, and noticing the fingernails of the ladies who were really just totally neglected, and they were just so gross. I mean, they were so gross that they, were just totally, overgrown and ridges, and, and I felt sad that they were so neglected. So being a high maintenance is not a bad thing. It means that you're taken care of. It means that you agree and you affirm that you are worth validating and that you're worth nurturing and loving and taking care of. Now, of course, some people can take things to this extreme, and where they at the expense of everything else. That's not the kind of being high maintenance that I'm talking about. I also was sent a video about a woman who every year had a new plastic surgery, and you know what, it was disgusting. I couldn't even finish watching it. Such self-obsession, such self-loathing, such complete everything was about herself. And that is not, I don't think that's a good thing to be either. So, somewhere in between these two extremes is the healthy, where you really do take care of yourself and you do it to enliven the people that are around you. Because people, especially when, times are down and about, around you, seeing a person who is uplifted and lovely and happy and beautiful and well dressed and well maintained is a gift. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. And so don't neglect that gift of yourself to give that to your children, to give that to your husband, to give that to people that you go out with, to give it to the people that you work with. Imagine going on a job interview and not getting all dolled up, or do and then get hired, and then you don't give that to the people that you work with every day. Well, that's kind of a fraudulent representation, that you go in there, with the interview with a certain way, and then you don't continue to give your best that way. So don't apologize for being high maintenance. Enjoy it, appreciate it, and realize that all things that are high maintenance have people's heart into it. You think about, a nice, luxury sports car or something like that people coddle and they really baby those things. Well, they never apologize for doing that. They love that. That's what that is. It's a healthy kind of love that's not, if it doesn't take the place of all those other wonderful things that we do as women. Don't forget yourself. You are important, and you are worth nurturing, and you're worth waxing and tweezing and moisturizing and bleaching and massaging and painting and adorning and hydrating and threading and dressing. You're worth all of that. So enjoy. Thanks for watching. I'm Diane.